this video, I will tell you something interesting in my life is that when I was in high school, at that time I took one of the extracurricular that I really like, namely Paskibra. Okay, I joined this since I was in 10th grade, where every Wednesday afternoon we usually practice rows, line up, and wave the flag properly. After 1 year of practice, we did a lot of tests on the day of the selection, which we have done after 1 year, both from testing the right warm up to the line up uh, correct, correctly, and most importantly how our movements must be compact in one line. To be honest, the thing I don't like the most is during that warm up test where we are told to run around the soccer file, which is quite wide for then circle switch. Of course, is very tiring and drains a lot to energy too, of course, but I can still get through it. And then the next day, it was announced that we were elected or not in the flag raising squad, and my name was included in one of the ranks. With a deadline of less than 2 weeks, we finally got training, uh, where we'll where we will be trained with senior and accompanied by several soldiers. So we practice every day from morning to evening, and of course, we got permission not to take part in the learning process at the school during the practice. The thing I like the most during the training period was that I was actually in a very high solidarity spirit environment, which really talk about each other among its members. Of course, I finally got used to behaving like that in any case. Of course, the day that we passed were very hard, where we gave up our study time to practice under the very hot sun. Not to mention when it was very difficult for us to unit some movements. So the senior will be strict and disciplined to treat us. At the time, my friends and I did exercise on a very hot day without using any sunscreen, because at the time we did not understand anything about protecting ourselves from the sun. So within 2 weeks, we had exotic skin because we had not been sunburned for days again. When warming up or being punished for push up, we literally stick our face against the rock and sand surface so that it also makes our face fill with pimples. And uh, and I got the position of flanking the flag barrier, which of course was in the front row and became a benchmark when marching and became an icon that everyone will see when I was happy there to uh, to fear camp, because I was afraid that when the next day I was nervous and made a pretty fatal mistake. because of course later it will be witnessed by several important people in my local government, such as the sub-district head and the ranks of village heads from uh, 17 parents are also invited to witness the racing that we do uh, that we do. Okay, after 1 week of training, we were then invited by the local government to go the saving house and measure our bodies to make Paskibra uniforms to be used on Independence Day. There we there we were very excited because the day we were waiting for was getting closer. Then, after arriving that day, we got ready. We got up before dawn and got ready. After we finished showering, we then gathered and started wearing our uniforms and using like makeup to cover sunburning skin. When it was early in the morning, the invites came busy filling every chair. That was privilege for the people who were chosen to take part in the ceremony. We who were in the waiting room at the time were getting nervous and shaking. Before we had breakfast together and when it was outside, people were doing rehearsal of the ceremony. And so after the rehearsal was over half an hour later, then the ceremony began. We went out and lined up neatly in our rows. By that time, the sub-district had gone up to the rostrum and we did that. Everything went smoothly. We displayed what we had tried so far and minimize our mistake until the end went smoothly. So after that we will get rid again, and that's where we cried for what we live for these 2 weeks was not in vain. We have received many awards from the local government in any from, and of course our school also appreciates what we do, and I also proud because we represent that school and carry the name of the school thing. I think our parents were also proud to see you at the time in front of them were among many people who took the test, but only 12 people standing waving flags were their children. Uh, okay, next, after that, I continue to actively participate in training and also participate in many line competition between school. At the time, so in August 2019, or rather the following year, I was also invited um, to participate in the raising of the flag, which made me very excited and happy because I imagine that I would get another flying uniform, which I was very proud of at that time. With the same rules and training, I continue to be active at the time. And that year I got a change of position, where at first my position was a flag bearer but changed to three poles and got the text of being a flag bearer. Yes, It was a new challenge for me, a new lesson, and new nervousness to where I was very scared. When I became the flag bearer, but the flag had problem and couldn't go up perfectly. This year I was also with new friends and a new team, most of which were my juniors and who just took extra last year. There were also some of my old friends who were included that year. On Independence Day, it felt the same. Uh, so same as what I went through the previous year. I was best with many people watching us, new uniforms, and many awards from the government in my area. Those were the two most meaningful years for me, where not everyone could do that but I was one of the lining up there, and very proud parents of what I achieved that time. And yes, that was an interesting topic for me to discuss or tell in this assignment. Okay, so thank you very much.